We're back to motherfucking Minecraft. What up, Master Wheeler? I have arrived. Thou have arrived. Happy fucking Mother's Day. Kiss your fucking mom. Kiss him up, smooch him, give him a flower, and then flick him in the lips saying, that's for birthing me. Do something to your mom. Do something for him. Whatever they're choosing. But yeah, the plan was to do Dead Space last night, but that didn't happen because I chose to get ink instead, because I didn't like how my arm looked, because I didn't like that there was this stuff all here, and the plan is to still put something here before I go back to work, because I still got about a month left before I gotta go back to work. So instead, we got Aerodactyl. So we got Aerodactyl up here, another shoulder tat, and I was not exactly pleased about it because this was hell. This was absolutely hell and a half. That hurt like a son of a bitch. But we did the fuck yeah. But yeah, by the time we got done with the tattoo yesterday, it was already like 10:30. Cause we, how did it go? So we started it during Ezra's quiet time, and we did like, MrsMaaam got to, hold on. MrsMaaam got basically this half done, in an hour. And I was like, oh, this is a cakewalk compared to this one. And then, and then Ezra had to get out of his room because his quiet time was over. And then when he went back to sleep, we went back over this. And then by then the numbing cream wore off. And I was like, ooh, this is not good anymore. I don't like it. I don't like shoulder tattoos, but they got stuff on them now, so I don't have to deal with it anymore. But do not recommend. I do not recommend anybody getting a tattoo on their fucking shoulder. Absolutely not. It sucks. It hurts so bad. Especially like the really soft area, like right here. This part really sucks because there's like no meat, anything here. It's just like right in between your boob and your shoulder. So there's like absolutely nothing here. So it hurts like extra. It sucks. Especially with a shading needle. Ooh! Those things are my arch fucking nemesis. Don't try not to get, try not to use, yeah, no, yeah, no, I got one, basically my whole moob, and then I got one of my ribs down here, and then I got another one on my hip down there. Don't recommend. And the one on my ribs isn't technically done, and I'm just like, it's just gonna stay like that. That's just how it's gonna be for the rest of my life, because I do not want to have to go back over that area ever again. That sucked. I was screaming for my mom. And it wasn't even Mother's Day. And that's a fact. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I was probably screaming for my mom for a lot of these tattoos, because I want tattoos in the worst areas, and I'm not thinking about the pain tolerance of when it's all happening. I'm just like, yeah, I want to do this, and then it starts happening. I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it. It sucks. Ouchies, big ouchies. And I don't want to do it. But you know, you gotta. Once you start, you can't exactly finish. So you know, you gotta get. But like this one, the only thing that this one's missing is color. So like, it's just black. So it's fine. But like it's Boo from Mario. For people who don't know, it's the Boo from Mario, and I wanted his tongue to be red, and eventually I wanted his body to be white. I don't think so. Yeah, no, I'm alright. I'm good. My eyes are fine. I'm already killing them with the amount of blue light that I'm shoving into them. So I had to get blue light glasses. But you know, when you put on a VR headset, it's not exactly, you can't exactly dodge the blue light there. It's just straight blue light straight into your fucking cranium. But it's fine. I love VR. I love being in the virtual world. It's so much fun. But yeah, that's why Dead Space didn't happen yesterday. And also next week is Torgi's wife's birthday. So next week we're gonna be doing Dead Space on a Friday. Not Saturday, because next week Friday was supposed to be Helldivers with Mr. Bear, because we did Arc Raiders this last Friday. So this Friday would have been Helldivers, but we're gonna do Helldivers on Saturday because their birthday is on Saturday. Right? No, Friday. No. Yeah, the birthday is on Friday. So we're gonna do we're gonna do Dead Space on Friday, and then Helldivers on Saturday. So the days are gonna get flip-flopped, and then Sunday's still gonna be the same. It's still gonna be Minecraft on Sunday. It's okay. We got it all figured out. It's all fine. Appreciate you coming in, Master Wheeler. Happy to see you. Hope you and Paige had a marvelous fucking Mother's Day. I'm still bamboozled that you guys were watching Pokemon in a restaurant. Like, why can't more restaurants be playing Pokemon? Because Pokemon is like the theme of the fucking world now. I feel like it's ever since like Scarlet and Violet came out, Pokemon just kind of like took over, and then they did the Pokemon trading card game on your phone, and then it just absolutely exploded, which I loved because I remember like during COVID times, or like when I was like, before it was like in between black and white, it was an authentic ramen shop. I thought it was a sushi shop. Oh no, you were eating sushi in a ramen shop, watching Pokemon. That's right. That's what it was. That's what it was. But yeah, I feel like in between like black and white and then Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon was just dead. Oh, is my phone dying? No, Miss Maam's phone was dying. A reminder to plug it in real quick. But yeah, between like black and white and Scarlet and Violet, I felt like Pokemon was like dead because I never heard anything about Pokemon. Can I remind her to charge her phone? No, I cannot, apparently. But yeah, so I am very much appreciative of the fact that Pokemon is just blowing up, because Pokemon has been my shit ever since I was a young lad. It was pretty fucking exciting. Okay, but also, Minecraft. Things and stuff Minecraft. The plan here tonight is that we are going to go to the jungle, potentially attempt to bring back a, what's it called, a panda, and if, oh, hold on, MrsMaaam, hold on, wait, hold on, what, I gotta find it. Oh, where the fuck is it? Hello? There it is. I was trying to find the Discord so the stream could hear you. Hi, MrsMaaam. But yeah, the plan is to potentially bring back a panda, otherwise a black dog, so that way we could breed different kinds of dogs, and then we'll go from there. But how are you, MrsMaaam? How did it go?
Well, she was.
Are you on Discord on your phone? You're like super quiet.
Because I wasn't talking very loud.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn you up to 200 then.
200?
Yeah, 200.
You have a bed.
On me? No. No, because I went on an expedition for, what's it called, the Netherite. Okay, I need to fix my stuff. My things are broken. And at some point,
That's not at all. Go ahead.
At some point, we need to go on an expedition for more diamonds. Because we're running low. Enchantment. Oh, fuck. And then iron. Enchantment costs 5. Okay. Level 21. I cannot do anything level 30 anymore. We are down to 8 diamonds.
That sounds like you do need to do some digging.
Yeah, we're running low.
You're putting the wrong thing. That. Those. I need to get rid of those. And this was a mistake. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
I'm not. What was I doing? I was gonna set up. Okay, I got a boat. I'm gonna build a couple pickaxes. But I'm gonna make them stone, because I don't think I need anything more than stone. Oh, I suppose I'm gonna need an iron one. Where are the sticks? Where are the sticks?
In the extra wood.
I got them. And iron. Show no time for fake wife. Okay, and then do I have a shield on me? I do not. Do we have any extra shields? We do. Oh, there's a bed. I'm grabbing the bed. Put that in my inventory.
I need string. That makes.
What does it take to build thing? Door. 1 iron. Okay, got it. Show no time for fake one. And okay, and that, and some more of this. Put that away. Clean up my inventory a little bit. Boink, doink. Doink. Nope. Doink. 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 Alright. Alright. Ready to go whenever you are, Mrs.Maaam.
Well, yeah, you made me reminded me that I need. What is poison?
What is poisoned?
Yeah.
Me?
Why are you?
I ate rotten flesh.
Why would you do that when we have so much food?
Because I have 37 rotten flesh on my person.
Why would you do?
It's just what I got, Mrs.Maaam. It's just what I got.
Good.
I farted.
Nice.
Knockback, fire protection, lure 1, efficiency 3, loyalty 1. Oh, that's for something else. Quick charge. Okay, quick charge goes on the crossbow, not a regular bow. Just letting you know. In case you do put it on anything.
Oh. Thanks for telling me.
Tosh.
Oh, why did I pick up? I don't need this shield.
Are you sure?
Go away. Yeah, because I already have one. Now I'm ready.
All right. Where are we going?
Oh, yeah, I have to look up the... I'm ready, but I'm not ready. forgot I have to look up the seed map.
You're ready to be ready.
Yes. Okay, this is Java, right?
I believe so. Or
And then
Bedrock. I'm not entirely sure.
where are we? Which one's X and which one?
So the first one is probably X, and then the very last number is Y. The middle one is the depth.
Okay, that's where we are. Save marker. Oh. Hey. Okay. Highlight biomes. Are we looking for? We're looking for a jungle.
Is that what you wanted?
Will you look up where to find black dogs in Minecraft? Because I don't know, there's a lot of woodland options.
And we
What is all that?
we could also load up the last Minecraft thing. The last Minecraft stream and find it there.
Yeah.
Master Wheeler says we're playing on Bedrock. Thank you, Master Wheeler. Okay.
Red.
Okay, Reborn, Phasmo, Minecraft Expeditions, Jungle. That's Nether.
Holy shit! All the closest cherry grove is super far away.
Okay, Minecraft Expeditions. Okay, I got the coordinates to the jungle.
Is it a jungle that we have to go to?
It's the jungle where we went to last time. Isn't that where you wanted to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You ready?
Where we found the black dog?
No, it's just the jungle. Isn't that where you wanted to go, was the jungle?
I think so.
Because I'm pretty sure we found the black dog in the spruce. In the spruce biome. Where it looks like it's a bunch of pine trees. So we might pass it on the way there.
Yeah, I think our goal should be to do the black dog before the panda because I don't have a zoo ready. So wherever we saw that black dog.
Well, if we go to the jungle, we could also bring back. If we go to the jungle, we can also bring back birds.
Oh yeah, how do we do that?
We need seeds.
Oh, that's easy.
But we should go to bed because it's dark out.
Yes, I agree.
The front door is open.
Why is the front door open?
Our pooch was sitting
There's
on
a
the.
dog sitting on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the alley is inside the house.
That's okay. I don't know which one, but I think one of them are following me. And yes, like we found the seed map number. That's what we've been going off of. I'm pretty sure I found a bastion thing in the Nether. Yeah.
You have amethyst covering you.
I do have amethyst covering me.
Did I just get so many? I just got 13 eggs.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, wait a minute. You have to look at my outfit. Where are you?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna steal one of your dudes. Cause I don't know which one's following me. This one's just picking up. What? Can somebody send them to the squish room, please?
Guys?
Well, I don't know which one's following me or not.
Well, you could have just ran around.
I didn't steal him yet. You, come here.
Hi. Oh.
Get back over here. You son of a bitch. What? Die. Got him. Alright, I'm gonna go bring this down in the basement.
Watch out! Oh.
I was inside. That wasn't me.
Alice just died.
Ooh! Hollow.
That's so sad. Oh, did you steal one of my guys?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, there it is. Take it. Big villager.
Where'd he go?
Where did who go?
There was an Enderman in the house and I fought him.
In the house?
Yeah, and I fought him. And now he went away.
Oh, hi.
I feel like I heard him struggling. Maybe not. Oh, hey, there's a bunch of alleys out here. They're just floating around. There's like 3 of them.
Bunch of them? Yeah, I mean, I have 2.
What the fuck? What are you guys doing out here? There's 7.
Is there a hole in the...
No name. Not that I'm seeing. Get over here. Whoever you are. You're gonna hold rotten flesh. Or wait, no, hold on, wait. You're gonna hold arrows. Arrows.
It's raining.
Tis. Okay, you're holding rotten flesh, you're holding rotten flesh. So...
There. Go make baby.
Get back here. Come here, you. Ow!
Oh, work.
Bones. Bones, rotten flesh, and arrows. Perfect. Follow me. Alright, I'm on my way, Mrs.Maaam.
Well, which way are we leaving?
I don't know.
The front way or the back way? I thought you had the coordinates.
I do.
Oh, there's no boat.
Are you ready to go?
Yes, as long as we have a boat.
I have a boat. And I also have bones on me.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that would be intelligent. Okay, let me grab a boat. Grab some boat.
I have 31 bones.
That's a good thing. now I have 21 bones. And I need to get rid of all these eggs. I had like 4 stacks of eggs.
And we need to go the back way of the apartment.
Of the apartment?
Yes. There's a ghast free.
Gas?
Yeah, your
Where
gas.
are you?
Yeah, the pink ghast is free.
What?
Ow. Ow.
Why?
I fell in a hole.
How'd you do that?
There was just a random hole.
How's all of our stuff getting free? I just like that.
Yeah, your pink ghast is loose. How do I... Can I can't even get up there.
You have to tether it.
I can't... It's flying. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that.
I don't have a lead.
Well, I can keep an eye on it if you want to go grab a lead.
Yeah.
Jesus, that was the loudest duck ever. Alright, I'm on it.
Sure.
Yep. Well, its lead probably broke, so it might be in the thing. I'll take a look. I don't see it. Do you want to... Holy fuck. Do you want to take the gas there? It's negative 2,000 blocks away.
Oh, actually, you know, that might be smart.
It'd be better than swimming.
Okay, I have 2 leads then. And I need a fence post. Okay. I have some fence posts and leads.
And it looks
We
like...
could probably just take one.
Yeah, I suppose. Do you want to climb on top of the apartment? I'll pick you up.
Sure.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna bring both leads anyway.
Since it's raining, I would not wear armor, though, because we're going to be up in the sky. We'll be like a beacon to get electrocuted.
Cool. I don't have any armor on anyways. So you can see my cute outfit.
Well, I would still hold on to the armor, like put it in your pocket.
Oh yeah, I have it in my inventory.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay, just checking.
Practically a professional. Hey, I'm on the apartment.
Alright, coming by.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, okay, and I'm sitting.
Nice. It's been a while since we rode our gas. At least, you know, like 50 some episodes.
Yeah, something like that. We're finally using them.
Yeah, maybe it was a sign. It got loose and it was like, "Hey, I want to go on an expedition."
You should use them for my intended purpose.
Yeah, and not just basically a trophy. Yeah, we gotta go negative 2,614, and then negative 1,640. So we need to go this way.
What is a pale garden?
There's a what?
What's a pale garden?
I don't know.
Ancient city?
Ancient city? That sounds like something that's underwater.
No, it's on top. What is it? What are the coordinates that we're doing?
Negative 2,614, and then negative 1,640.
Maybe we should hit an ancient city next after we try the dog.
Well, I don't know how we're gonna bring a dog back in this. I mean, I have a
I
boat
have a
on.
boat
Yeah, okay.
and a lead and our bones.
Oh, I
Once
suppose.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it'll just teleport.
Yeah. Wait, I got a dog following me right now. Is it in the water? I don't see it. That'd be pretty fucking funny. Just turn around and you see the dog.
Let me see it down there.
No. That would have been pretty funny though. Wish I could make these things go faster. Wish we could put like fans on them or something.
Yeah. We're going decently fast though, considering that, you know, we're not having to travel around land
We haven't even ran
Or-
into land yet.
through rivers or anything like that.
I suppose.
Yeah,
we'll-
but that was the thing that took us the longest to get back last time, is that we were in the boats, we couldn't leave the boats because of the dogs. We didn't have enough bones on us to make them our friends. And we were having to try to find a way through the water to get back home.
That is true.
This way, it should theoretically be way faster.
Did you happen to bring a bucket?
I did not.
I did not either. We'll have to find some iron. Because, if we get to the jungle and we find an area where, we can get up on a tree or something, we can put the gas on top of the tree where it's safe and then place water so that way we can safely get down and then get back up when we're ready. Nice.
Mom and Dad decided to go celebrate. Oh, thank you. Mom and Dad decided to go celebrate Mother's Day by going to go see the new Michael Jackson movie.
That was a Michael Jackson movie?
Yeah. Apparently, Michael Jackson's nephew is playing Michael Jackson.
Apparently Michael Jackson is still alive.
No, he's dead.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Elvis Presley was spotted.
Elvis Presley is also very dead.
No, he's not. People fake their deaths to get out of fame.
No, I think he's dead. Apparently, he was such a germaphobe. Elvis Presley was such a germaphobe that he only like touched his wife like 8 times or something.
Master Wheeler says, I heard they found Jesus in a tortilla.
Yeah, see? Michael Jackson and Elvis being Presley are about as realistic as Jesus in a tortilla.
Apparently there's like a museum or something of Elvis Presley's room, and apparently there's a door that nobody can go into. Like it's
He lives there.
yeah, it's like exclusively private to Elvis Presley, and nobody's allowed to open it.
Is that lamb? Are we finally catching a lamb?
Yes, and we're reaching the ravines. We're still about 1,000 blocks away.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that snow? Is that snow on trees?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I just saw snow.
I did too for a
It
split
fell for
second.
literally, it's like half a second, yeah. I didn't bring silk touch.
I did not either. But maybe we'll find the... Hopefully we'll find the dog, so I'm gonna fly a little bit closer to land. Oh no, this isn't the area where we found the
I was
dog.
gonna say, yeah, I didn't think this was close enough.
But there's a cherry blossom biome.
What?
Right ahead.
Oh, hey, look at that. It might be a white dog.
Oh, skeleton. We gotta fly a little bit higher.
I have brought an arrow. Arrow.
I brought arrows too. I gotta
This
gas.
is the tiniest
Oh yeah, is this
bit
it?
of gas.
Or I got a little wisp dude looking for bones and arrows.
Got one with arrows and one with dirt. I had to change it from eggs to dirt because I was eating too many eggs. Oh, the one holding dirt might have got stuck in the house.
Well, would have teleported, wouldn't it?
No, don't teleport like that.
This is a zombie villager. It's two of them.
You might be close to the village.
Oh,
There's like a billion of them in our area.
it's a zombie on a horse.
Those are terrifying. Look at me, see me cry.
Literally. Yeah, this is areas that we didn't explore before because we were stuck in the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, there's literally just an abyss right here. There's just a hole in the ground.
That is kind of cool.
Oh my god, look at that!
Kind of cool. Can you go over more to the left a little bit? Because I'm on the right side of the... Oh, wow. Thank you. I couldn't quite see. Very nice. Be good. Oh, look at all the flowers. I wonder if this is what it meant by, like, the...
Like a flower biome?
Yeah, look at them all. There's so many.
No, a flower biome is like barely any trees and just straight flowers. Like those little ones down there. There's just billions of them. Like this whole area would be nothing but flowers.
Oh, and suddenly it's not raining. Is that mountain all like broken up? There's
Yeah.
a massive hole in it.
Yeah, we should fly through it.
Yeah, it's like flooded.
Oh, I wonder if we'll find any like emeralds. Because sometimes I find emeralds in buildings like these. Or mountains like these.
This is cool.
Oh, there's some iron.
I'm having a good time. Let me get it. Get it.
Just one block of iron. Oh, we are gonna need coal because we're gonna need to turn that into ingots.
Did I get it?
Yeah. Or
Oh, I think you picked it up.
I did pick it up. Whoa, 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 whoa. That wasn't me.
What happened?
I don't know, that wasn't me.
The gas was flying away from the zombie, maybe?
Maybe.
Gas was like, not today.
It's like, I don't want to die. I choose life. Oh, we went 100 blocks too far.
Really? That's a big grassy area. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen such a big open grassy area.
There's a big mountain up there.
Right to the top.
Fly to the top? Okay. We are 100 blocks too far. The other way.
Okay. This low-key kind of feels like that night that we were just out driving.
Like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I miss driving at night.
Yeah. Better for the kids to be older so we can do that.
There's some more iron.
Or maybe next time that we get a date day or a date night, we should just drive.
I'm okay with that. There's a beehive up there.
I don't have such time. Whoa. You should give the one holding rotten flesh iron.
Okay, be careful. There's gravel, so be careful. You could also just hop off.
I was afraid I was gonna fall.
Nice.
Hey.
Good job, Miss Babe.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Look, we're iron.
Fuck yeah.
This is fun.
Whoa!
Wow!
Jesus. Oh my god.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
The gas is not about this life. Oh wait, I think its tentacles are touching the ground.
Oh.
Oh Jesus.
It's okay. We have a lot of iron.
Well,
Do we need that iron?
I mean, we do need buckets. But
I have 5 iron.
I think a bucket is 4.
Oh yeah, we got enough for one.
Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, no,
What?
we're still 700 blocks away, but we need to go more to the left.
One left.
Taking the there's a village. And then another beehive. Okay, there's a mushroom. Oh no, that's a horse. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we can get a villager on this. We don't need more villagers. We don't need more villagers.
Oh yeah, we have enough.
And another beehive. It's on that.
What is that?
Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ.
Look over to the right.
There's a black rabbit. What is what?
No, the forest over there.
Oh, well, yeah, what is that? There's black bunnies. Look at all the bunnies.
They're all flowers.
Okay. Alright, you're gonna have to be in control here. I'm gonna try to grab this wheat.
Why?
For food.
We're at a beehive.
And this
Whoa.
is for you, Mrs.
I
Babe.
don't know how to drive this thing. You drive. You drive. You drive. What's for me?
I threw a flower at you.
Oh, thank you.
It was a daisy. Yeah, what kind of tree is this?
You should let me break some wood so we can find out.
Okay.
Even the dirt is weird. Ow.
Yeah, you should try to get a sapling. We'll try to grow it back at home.
Pale oak. Oh man, these trees are massive.
Master Wheeler says these are the scary woods with the creaking.
With the creaking? What the hell does that mean?
Do they creak? You should try to get a sapling.
I'm trying. There's a big tree.
There's smaller trees over here.
Where?
Right here. That are lower. Sega just activated a Kirby that just gave this ghast a sloppy second. It gave this ghast a fucking slob and knobs.
Oh, but yeah, this tree is smaller, but all the branches are stuck together.
Oh.
You need a tree that's all by itself, so then it can. There's no wood.
Do you want me to float you up top?
No, like this one. I got this one. This one will give me that one.
1 second later.
I heard that.
Master Wheeler says, go wander around, you'll find out. It's the stuff of nightmares. There's also very unique items in that forest.
Oh, what?
Like what? He said to find out. I don't have the thing.
What thing?
The lead.
Oh, I do.
Oh, it got very dark and smoky. It got dark and smoky when I started flying in here.
There you go. I have a sapling now. I have 2 saplings.
Nice.
Hey, wait. Don't go without me.
I'm coming back. I was just exploring. Master Wheeler says, if you hear creaking noises, freeze. Don't move and look for it. What the fuck?
Don't move and look for it.
Yeah, he said, if you hear creaking noises, freeze. Don't move and look for it. Okay. I think we should try to place the...
Don't move so I can look for it, or don't move and look for it?
Don't move and look for it. So, like, freeze, don't move, and then look around. Okay, we should try to place the ghast somewhere. Maybe on the outside. Yeah, on the outside of the biome, probably. Just in case anything.
Mushroom.
Oh, there's a zombie on fire right there.
There's a singular mushroom tree, big mushroom tree right there.
Okay.
That's as good a spot as any, I think.
He says, you know Weeping Angels from Doctor Who? They're exactly those. I've never seen Doctor Who.
No. Weeping angels are terrifying. Maybe we shouldn't go in here. Now with our gas out here.
Wait.
We'd have to come back without anything important.
We can go back to the village. We have beds.
Yeah.
It's kind of convenient that there's a village right there.
Weeping angels are they're a death note.
They're a death note?
Yeah.
There's a lot of black bunnies. I feel like that's a death note.
Like, you might as well be dead.
Okay.
You encounter a weeping... Oh, look, there's a yellow cat.
Nice.
I don't know what to say.
Have I had the sour sauce?
Let's keep on top of the castle. Okay,
How are we gonna get back on top of it?
you can get up. There's a ladder inside the castle.
Oh shit! There's a bunch of skeletons. Okay, hold on. No,
Go
let's
on the castle.
let's just place it right here. Just put it like on top of this guy.
But we won't. He'll fly high. The skeletons won't be able to get him.
Okay. I'm saying there's skeletons over there, so they'll shoot at us when we're trying to do this. But all right. Oh shit. Master Wheeler says it'll straight up one-shot us.
There you go. Yeah, they're like withered.
Well, I've dealt with withers before, so...
That's what I was saying when they're like a death note.
Oh, I got a sapling too. Okay.
I'm speaking.
Oh, what a gorgeous view of the moon. Oh, and then I look down and look straight at my wife.
Oh. Whatever.
I'm joshing the goose. Oh shit. I don't have armor on. Oh shit, I don't have armor on. I don't have armor on. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I don't have armor on. Holy shit, run! Run for my life! Now I'm equipped. Take that, bitch.
This is a cute house.
Oh, wow. Oh my god.
Oh, there's just an saw.
Ow! Prepare to burn. Boom. Okay. Alright, enjoy the village, Mrs.Maaam. I'm gonna go check out the weeping thing.
Wait, no, I want to come with you.
Okay.
We need a chest though, so we can put all of our non-essentials in it. Otherwise, like he said, it will one-shot us.
Okay.
I need to make a crafting table.
Why am I eating rotten flesh? Because it's in my inventory.
Wow! The planks are pure white from those trees.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's very pretty. Wow, I could do a lot with that.
That's what she said.
Why did you put your bed like this? Oh.
Like what? What's wrong with how I put my bed? Oh, great. Now you broke my despawn? Thanks.
Oh yeah, come back up here. Make your
Christ.
respawn point.
Which one? Which one?
The one on the right. Or actually, no, yours would be on the left.
So which one? The one that I'm standing on?
Yes.
That's what she said.
Okay, I'm making a chest.
Okay, you also need to make your own bed or make your respawn.
I did.
Okay.
Treasure chest. I need planks. More planks. More food.
I can go get planks. I'll be back.
I have them. I have
Oh.
them.
Oh. Okay.
I had like 55 wood.
Oh.
When you chew 5 wood.
That's what she said.
There we go. Treasure chest. Now you can put all your non-essentials in it.
Okay. I farted?
Like all the iron and stuff.
Okay. Doink, 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 doink. Oh, that's that. Okay. Oh. I just made 30 breads.
Nice. I'm just bringing in carrots. I don't want to lose all my things. If they will one-shot us, I want to bring in not my enchanted sword or my enchanted axe. So, we need to make 6.
Yeah, I took my gold
Gold.
sword. It's enchanted, but it's gold, so it's basically worthless. Cause that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go rock a piss. Actually, I need to be somewhere safe because Minecraft is unpredictable.
Way more stone than that.
We're surrounded by stone. All right, I'm gonna go rock a piss, and then we're gonna go find out what the thing of nightmares is, I guess.
Arms. Okay, I was just. Dude. That's so fucking sick. That's so cool. Yes. Dude. Yeah. Okay, I doubt there would be anything in here. Wow, damn. Those fucking dudes hit hard. Ow! Oh my god. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I'm doing it.
Wait, hold on, Torgy. What'd you say? I'm missing it. I have returned.
Let's put that over there. And that over there. Put that one. And...
I wonder if I can trap it in a boat. What?
Oh, shit. Whoa. Whoa. Trying to throw eggs. Accidentally mounted the gas. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, hold on. I gotta pick up my boat. I'm gonna see if... Because I was gonna trap a bunny. But, if I can trap it in a boat, we might be able to bring it home.
You can't tame a bunny.
No, I'm the thing from Nightmares. Imagine having the thing of Nightmares just hanging out in the basement.
All right.
It'd be like
That would
catching.
be awful.
It'd be like catching a Darkrai.
You're a rabbit. Hey.
That was the loudest bunch of crunch a bunch. All right, ready, MrsMaaam?
Me?
No, I turned up the audio so I could hear the creaking. I turned down RJ's music, turned up the Minecraft audio so that way I can hear the creaking. I'm gonna try to catch it, like a Pokemon. Okay, here we go.
And there's lead. I brought an extra lead.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, the train is coming. Hold on, I have to close the window, otherwise I can't hear nothing.
Okay, turning up
Can
the
you always
game.
leave your window open?
Okay, turning up the game audio so it might be a little rapey. Okay, I need to turn off RJ's music. Turn it completely off. Okay.
That's what she said.
Heading.
I hear the creaking! I hear the creaking! I hear the creaking! It said don't move! It said don't move!
You have to look at it. I can't hear the creaking. Hold on. 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 That aimed?
All of a sudden, the
How do you do
Minecraft.
that?
All of a sudden, the Minecraft music just decided to kick the fuck on.
Audio, global, music, sound, environmental. Oh, everything's at 100 already. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, hold on. Sound, environmental audio, sound audio. We'll turn sound audio down a little bit. Down to like 50, sure.
The sun's going down. You want to go in the night?
Probably not, because then we'll have to deal with fucking spiders and shit.
Okay, let's go sleep real quick and then try again.
Okay.
We got sidetracked on a side quest. Oh, yeah, look at all these cute little bunnies. There's so many.
Master Wheeler says do it at night. No. If we're already gonna deal with the thing of nightmares, I'm gonna try to choose life. And if I'm gonna try to catch it, then I'm gonna try to do it. Oh shit. It's too early. If we're gonna do it at night.
All my 4 levels, too.
Oh yeah, I like to keep my levels. Oh, there's 2 beehives in the same area. 3 beehives, because there's another one down there.
There's a lot.
That's crazy. Shout out to the ghast. Come on, son. Turn down already. Oh, there's a baby villager. I see its big head. Oh, shit. Master Wheeler says, like weeping angels, there's way more than one. Well, then I'm going to try to catch 2.
That's awful.
I do be a Pokemon master.
Why is there a villager on the roof?
Well, because why not? Alright, here we go.
Did you see my cute outfit?
Yeah, a little wispy guy.
Yeah.
A cat just demolished a rabbit. I heard it die.
Oh, yeah. I wondered how that hide got there. A cat eating it makes sense. But you can't tame a cat with a raw rabbit.
Okay. Okay, no music. Alright, super focused. Hey! I just got shot at. By what?
It's Skeleton.
From where, though?
It's early.
Well, I mean, they can hide.
Early in the dawn.
Where is it shooting at me from? No, I'm trying to figure out where the skeleton is.
Okay. Just, oh. Cat just shot at me too.
Where is
We
it?
spend all our time trying to figure out where the skeleton is. And have to go back and sleep again.
Oh, I found it. It's down here.
Oh, that's okay. He can stay there. There's pumpkins over here.
I hear the creaking. It's like the second that I get in here. Will it kill me, like, instant? Oh!
I'm sorry.
Do you hear the creaking? I hear it. No, those aren't skeletons. No, I can hear the trees.
I don't know.
And I can hear the wisp.
There's a big hole there. Look, pumpkin.
Ooh!
What?
The skeleton got out! Ouchies. Oh.
This tree is growing on top of the bunting.
Did I just hear a horse?
Where's moss? Pale moss block. Where'd you go? Oh, there. Why are you creeping around like that?
My shield is up.
You zombie. Whoa, whoa, what the fuck? It's smoky.
Master Wheeler says there's some kind of resin you want from there. Resin?
Are we just hanging out in this one spot? Or are we exploring?
I'm slowly schmoving. I'm slowly schmoving.
You don't have anything to lose.
I have
Except your level.
my levels and my dignity. Zombie behind you.
It's like flowers.
Zombie.
What's that chainmail armor?
What is that? It says there's a block here. Oh.
A block?
Yeah, it said there was
Oh,
a...
I heard that creaking.
Jesus Christ, you said that so loud. You scared the shit out of me.
Get me over here.
Oh my god, from where? I hear the creaking. I hear them. I hears
I
it.
didn't push it.
I hear so much creaking.
Like,
It's like in this tree. Are they in the trees? Skeleton! No, foxies.
whoa, did you hear that?
No, I
Did
heard
you get the wisp?
I heard skeleton.
Did you get the wisp?
No,
I heard something go.
I hear skeletons.
Where'd you go? I lose you!
Oh my god, I
You're
don't...
crouched. Where are you?
What?
You're crouched.
Yes, I am.
Crouched.
Oh my god. Whoa!
I can see right.
This bitch has got gold armor!
Get him!
Ah! What was that?
You're so crouched. Where'd you go?
I got out because I heard I heard a growl. She's fine. She's fine. She's out here.
Right here.
My sword's about to break.
What?
I brought the gold sword. It didn't really have much goodness on it.
A pig.
Did you? That is not a pig. Oh, that's a
Well, there's
pig.
a pig right here. You know my animals.
Okay, where's the resins? Where's the resin that we need? Mama! Oh, there's so much creaking.
I think maybe that was all a myth.
Is it a myth?
And that he was just telling us just to freak us out.
Probably
I'm
on.
not seeing a single thing. I'm hearing the creaking, but I'm not seeing any weeping angels.
My sword broke.
We can go back to the village. I think it's this way.
Okay, so the resin's on trees. So we need to break trees?
There's the creaking.
The resin may be on a tree. I don't know. They look like trees with a lot of eyes. Oh shit. Okay, Master Wheeler is saying that they look like trees with a lot of eyes.
The angels or the resin?
Oh, probably the resin. Okay, so were you goofing on me with the
The angels.
yeah, with the angels? Goofing? Did you get a good gaff? I'll snap you a pic of them. Uh-oh. Shit. Shiitake mushrooms, dude.
There's a zombie.
Oh, shit, I walked right into him.
Into a zombie?
Yeah. It caught on fire, and it caught me on fire. Okay, it looks like a tree with a lot of eyes.
This is a really small area, like a really small cost from these trees. Maybe this area isn't big enough to have what he's talking about.
But maybe it does. But maybe it does.
Do we need silk touch for resin?
Fuck.
The sun's going down. Sun's getting real low.
That's what she said.
Hey there, big guy. I'm getting real low. I don't think this area has any.
What's that?
Villagers are starting to go to bed.
Okay. I see it! I see it! It's looking at me!
You see an angel?
Uh-huh.
Don't look away. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up your stream. If you look away, it'll move towards you.
Oh my god! Oh my god, there's a spider though! Oh my god, there's skeletons too. Don't look away. Oh,
Where is the angel thing? What are you seeing?
it's ah! No! 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 You see that little orange dot?
1 second later.
See that little orange dot on the other side of that? Oh fuck, dude! Fall in the hole. Fall in the hole.
Okay.
Fall in the hole. You see that little orange dot?
I'm coming to help you.
I don't have a sword. Oh, I'm getting bum rushed. I'm getting my ass fucking beat.
I'm bringing you a sword. I'm coming.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh shit! I would have to make a sword.
Oh, there's a lot of them! There's a lot of them!
It's nighttime. That makes sense.
Oh no! There's so many of them! There's 5 of them!
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Oh no, oh no. Oh shit! That thing's got black eyes! Oh, that's a witch. Uh-oh. 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 Oh shit. This babe, I'm getting my ass beat. Oh, and I don't have arrows on me either. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I'm backing up. Backing up.
You're over here. Oh! Oh!
Backing
Whoa!
up.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, there's another one! Oh, baby zombie. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't know where you are.
Okay, hold on. I might got it. I might got it. I might be fine. Full sprint. Full sprint. Full sprint. Full sprint. Ahead. Get me the fuck out of here. Get me the fuck out of here. Get me the fuck out of here. I need those. Those are the hearts? I need those? So they're not... Those are not the dudes. Those aren't the things. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go grab a sword.
For you, if you can meet me outside on the way to the village.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, here you are. I have your sword right here.
My sword?
Yeah, an iron one with unbreaking or something on it.
Zombie behind you. Zombie behind you.
Sword with might.
Okay. Put the flower away. Get this out of here. And go. Okay.
Whoa, my health is so low. We should. Oh, I suppose we can't sleep yet if they're only coming out at night.
Okay, so those...
I have torches.
Okay, well, hold on. So, Master Wheeler, those orange things that I saw, that's the resin that we need? That's not the things. That's not the evil things that are trying to kill me. Okay. I think they're called creaking hearts. Okay. So I need those. There's a lot of them. Okay, I'm gonna grab them. What the fuck just growled? What is that growl? Jesus Christ. Something is growling at me. Oh. My wrists are getting beat up. Okay, I'm collecting them. Okay. Collected the hearts. I collected some hearts. Running.
All of them?
I collected some. But I'm running.
Oh, I see more. There.
Okay. He doesn't know what they're used for, but we need them.
They're little. These are flowers. Open eye blossom?
Open eye blossoms.
That's what they're called. Ah! Oh my god, there's a ton of skeletons. Oh shit. What?
Oh, that's what it looks like! That's what it looks like! Oh, I found it!
Oh my god.
Okay.
Hold on.
Uh-oh, here.
There's so many things coming after me right now.
I found it. I found it. Okay, so every time you look away, it chases you. Every time you
Yeah.
look... Oh, I got it.
Oh god.
You see
Okay,
it?
I
You see it? You see it?
Yeah. It's like a weeping angel.
Okay, I'm looking away. I'm gonna try to catch it. I'm gonna see if I can put it in a boat.
Why would you do that?
Because I want it. Okay, come here, you. There you are. Did it just eat my... Ouch! Fucker! I think it just ate my boat. My boat's gone. Can I kill it?
Whoa.
Maybe we need an axe. Okay, it's just...
I have an egg.
Maybe that's what the bleeding hearts are doing. Because you see how the orbs are going somewhere? Hold on, back up. I gotta look away. I gotta look away.
Why?
Because I gotta see what's around us. I'm scared. Looking away.
Oh.
Okay, where's that?
That makes an awful sound.
Oh! I see the resin! No! Ouch! Oh my god, creepers.
happened?
A creeper blew up. Okay, but it's getting power
Yeah,
from the
I'm
resin.
looking I'm looking at it so it doesn't move.
Okay, it's getting power from the resin, but there's creepers and shit.
Oh
I gotta kill the creeper.
my god, it literally blends right in.
What? What?
I looked away for 2 seconds and it creaked and looked at me. Oh my god. This is awful.
Okay, I think I got all the resin.
No! Oh no! On my level!
Okay, fuck. Some levels are still there. Ouch.
Oh, okay, I'm coming. Creeper snuck up behind me.
Where'd it go? Where did it go? Is it gone?
Leave me alone. All of the villagers in this village are gonna die.
Probably. Oh, Jesus.
Holy crap!
Put your armor on quick! Run!
I'm trying to collect levels.
Oofta. Okay, but I got the resin.
So can you not collect? Can you not kill the guy?
Well, it looked like it was gaining power from the resin, but we ran out of time. So I'm
What does
wondering...
the resin do?
I don't know. It was just on the tree, but I followed the trail from when you hit it, and it seemed like it was gaining power from the thing. Okay.
Hey! No, drop that. Drop that. Drop it.
Okay, you got all your stuff?
As much as I can get of it, yeah.
Okay, but that was crazy. That was nuts.
I hate weeping angels. They're like one of the most they're like nightmare fuel for me. Like that's terrifying.
Okay, my shield's about to break. I need a new shield and I need another sword because whacking that thing drained my sword so much. Okay.
I got back 12 out of 26 levels.
Sorry.
So that's pretty good. Creepers are my worst enemy. They're like pops.
That's funny.
Well, they are.
Okay, I need another boat because apparently it ate my boat. Okay, open eye blossoms. The silence was spookier than the angels in Doctor Who. The silence? What silence?
Silence of the creature.
Oh, I suppose it was pretty silent. Okay. I need some water, first of all. Wait a second. We should probably not plant those at the house.
Probably not.
Yeah, because if it happens to spawn that thing. Okay, I'm gonna go get some.
Well, we can plant them when I make a zoo. I can make a biome just for those.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There's an alien race called the Silence. That's scary. Okay, but I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna go get some stone so that way we can make a furnace. And hopefully some iron, so I can make another sword. I wanna see if we can kidnap that thing, or it. Oh my God.
Well, we should finish our first quest.
What was our first quest? I already
Before
forgot.
we're on another quest for the dog.
Oh, yeah. You need to kill them with a pickaxe? With a pickaxe? But they're made out of wood. That's weird. Okay. Well, now my inventory is full of shit.
Come drop some off in this treasure chest. We can leave this as our spawn point.
The treasure chest is full. There's an emerald.
I just took a bunch of stuff from it.
I found an emerald.
Nice.
We need that. Okay. Wait. I found iron. So, okay. To kill weeping angels in Minecraft, specifically in the Delic mod or similar plugin versions, you must use a pickaxe. Diamond or better is recommended. While looking at them, they freeze when watched, so stare at them to prevent movement, then use it to destroy them. Strange. Okay. Well, I guess we gotta go get the dog first. We gotta go collect a mangy mutt.
That was the original quest.
That was the original quest, but this one's more exciting. This one involves death.
I know.
And also, Tarpon Bro! What up, Tarpon Bro? Welcome to Minecraft. You missed the event. We fought a weeping angel, basically. Charmander's here, too! Ooh.
The whole gang.
Charmander says, Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
Oh, thank you.
Did I-
Appreciate it.
Okay, okay, wait. Before we go, I want to build furnace. Welcome in, everybody, welcome in. Wait, you can make a block of resin? I can make 2 of them. What else does resin do? Okay, first and foremost, furnace. Man, for some reason, my lip is twitching. Not entirely sure why. But also, yes, welcome in, everybody. Tarpon Bro, Charmander. He said, oh, sorry, bro. Who's Charmander? Charmander says me. Master Wheeler says, I think he's a Pokemon. What the fuck is resin? Resin is this. It's a resin clump. I got it off a tree fighting the thing. The tree dude... so the tree dude had like a beam thing, and the beam thing led me to resin, so then I used the beam thing to then, what was I doing? Used the beam to collect the resin, and then we tried to fight him, and then it didn't work, and then it became daytime, and then MrsMaaam blew up to a creeper, and I was fighting off hordes of shit because it was nighttime, and it was crazy. It happened. I don't know what it does, but apparently I can make a clump of it. Wait, I wonder if we have to put it in the furnace.
Probably. That would make sense.
Potential...
Okay. I made a camping spot.
Made a what?
Camping spot. Village. I wrote down the coordinates.
Okay. Tarpon Bro. Okay, wait. Okay,
Is that
so...
how you guys say it?
Yeah, that's exactly how we say it. Or like when I join him, it was just like, what up, Tarpon Bro? And he was like, what up, Tarpon Bro? And then we give Chris VR high fives.
Oh! The villagers are fucking in front of my eyeball right now.
Oh,
Guys,
that's hot.
I didn't consent to this.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
what she
but I'm
said.
watching.
Sega says that's what she says. Wait, what the fuck? The Tarpon Bro says, yo, lowly getting my girlfriend was ease for real, low key. What the fuck did I just read? That was crazy. Okay, shield, new shield because this one's broken. And then we also needed bucket. Okay. Do you still have your iron on you?
No, it's all in the which color?
Gotcha. Okay, so I need, what was I doing? I forgot what the fuck I was doing. Oh, iron sword. And then also bucket. So I need to grab the iron from here and to put it in the there. No. Sick nasty. Get your mind out of the gutter. Oh, we're running out of coal.
Always in the gutter when it comes to you.
Whoa. That's what I say. Okay, put the flowers in here. And then there's pork chops, and I'm gonna take half of them. We need this. Whoops. We need the seeds. And then I'm gonna yeet this fucking thing off the side here. Get rid of this garbage. And equip this. What?
Making it more bed.
Nice. I'm cooking iron.
You just need 2 wool to make a bed, right?
3. I think you need 3.
What?
Well, you gotta think. 2 blocks per bed plus pillow. Yes, 3 wool, 3 woods.
There's a brown sheep. I need 1 more white sheep.
Baba. I'm pretty sure they can be of different color. Let's see why not. That's stupid.
I know. I've encountered this problem many times.
Yet you still ask me how much it takes to build a thing.
Yeah, as I don't know the exact recipe, but I know that. Oh, I'm apparently starving. I was like, why am I going so slow? Run, bitch. And then
Tarpon Bro says, low-key Dumbo, not lowly. Are you gonna play VR tomorrow? I'm going to watch the stream till it's over. Oh shit, sick nasty, Tarpon Bro. I don't know how long we're gonna be playing. Oh shit, it's 10 o'clock. So yeah, I don't know. And then we're gonna be on VR tomorrow.
You gotta find the dog.
Find the dog first. I have 8 bones on me. I now have 20. I have 22. Am I gonna be on VR tomorrow? What day is it tomorrow? Monday?
Monday.
Tomorrow.
Was bad.
Yes, because we're not gonna do Fortnite. Maybe during quiet time, but otherwise, during stream time, probably not. But thanks for stopping in, everybody. Welcome. Okay.
What is sitting on our mattress?
There is... What? I'm sitting on the mattress. What?
Yeah, you picked it up.
Okay. There's more iron in this chest. And then here is 3 sticks. You can make yourself another sword or something with it.
Did you make an oven?
Yeah, it's on the next floor down.
Did you put wood in it?
No. Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot we were out of coal.
I have wood.
Okay. I go and watch stream at 9 p.m. anyway. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll be playing fast because I got an update.
Wait, what is happening?
What? There's 2 creepers out here.
Oh.
That's a fat.
Maybe when you put.
I'm sorry. What?
When you put wood in the oven, it turns into charcoal.
It do.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, if we're ever running low on
Not-
coal, you can just put. Oh fuck! You can put a thing.
Not much.
Nice. Thank you. Anyway, okay, wait, what's Phas? Phas is it's Phasmophobia. No. Phasmophobia is a ghost hunting game. It got an update where you can now customize your character. Before you couldn't customize your character, but now that's a new thing. And so we wanted to test it out, see what the new bugs are and whatever else, because there's guarantee gonna be bugs. But yeah, we're gonna hunt some ghosts, and then yeah, we'll probably be doing that till like 9 o'clock or something. Start stream at 7, get off at like 9. Oh, also I made you a bucket, MrsMaaam. Here's a bucket.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 hours. 2 hour stream. And that's normally what it's going to be when I come back to work. So when I go back to work, streams are normally not going to be till like 10 o'clock. Maybe they will be on the weekends, because MrsMaaam's not going to be working on the weekends anymore. But what was I saying?
Driving the gas.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was riding the guest. That's right. But yeah, normally streams will go on for 2 hours, so I'll be getting off at 9 o'clock my time.
Yeah, 8:39. I'm here.
Do you have the lead?
Wow, the wind. Yeah, I have a lead.
Oh, okay.
I suppose I probably need to untether it.
I mean, I could always break it.
Did I pick it up? I think you picked up the lead. I heard it get picked up.
Yep, I got it. Okay, so we need to go to 2,000 something, so we need to go back this way. So, oh no, wait. This number needs to go up. This number needs to go down. So yeah, going directly this way. Because it needs to be negative 2,000 and then negative 1,600. Ouch. I'm sorry, what? High winds coming from the north. And if we see a magma cube down there, then that's a ravine that we have been in. I remember I placed a, what's it called? I placed a thing as a land marker.
That's what she said.
That is what she said. That is what she said. Okay, but then I'm pretty sure this is the kind of biome. This is the biome.
My controller lost connection. You're pretty sure this is the biome for what?
I'm pretty sure this is the biome that we found the dog in. So I'm gonna start flying low.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it was.
This one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a spruce biome. Don't tell me what I
was
know and don't know.
I was looking behind at the bird.
Well, that's your fault, MrsMaaam.
I admit that.
What was that? What was that? What is that? Oh, it's a bunny rabbit. It's a wabbit season. Oh, there's some more iron.
You know, I'm not actually confident that our idea is going to work, because when we were at the village, I didn't see my dog that was following me.
Oh yeah, my dog definitely wasn't there either.
Wow, that's a lot more iron.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking the iron is like when you're underwater.
Maybe because you're sitting? What if you stand up? Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any blocks you can
Where's
place?
my alley?
Oh, I'm picking up the iron. Okay, wait, hold on, sit. I'm gonna see if I can angle the ghost since I'm picking it up. Here we go. Oof.
Just change one of the alleys into.
There we go. I got it.
We're also going for birds. That's why. Ow! 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 Wow!
Oh my god, I got you clipped into the holy shit!
I did.
Oh wait, when you're standing on it, it stops moving.
What?
What the fuck? I'm scared if I stand up, it's gonna try to fly away.
Yeah, it will because you're driving.
Oh, you hopped off and now it's moving. Uh-oh. You're like an anchor. Cool.
Okay. Ready.
Vominos. That's the loudest skeleton
It's
of all
okay,
time.
Gotta move my shield.
Wow, look at those things. Is that a baby? What kind of pig is that? It's tan.
It's a cow.
Look at that pig.
It's a tan cow.
It's a what?
Cow. Oh, yeah. There's blue chickens in this area, too.
Look at that pig.
I see them. Mm-hmm. People work.
Oh my god. Thing is fugly.
Don't go in the hole. You're gonna kill us.
I'm gonna damn us all. I'm gonna kill us all to death. Okay. Shut up, Gast. Quit your bitching.
Yeah, we were also gonna look for birds. If I have seed.
Yes.
And a fox.
Do I wear my glasses when I use VR? No, I do not, because it's like, I don't know, it's like weird, cause like I should though, because there's blue light going directly into my eye sockets. Yeah, I just think it's weird having the VR that far away from my face. It kind of like fucks with my vision. I like it having directly sitting on my face, but it's also not very good for my eyes. So I wear these are blue light glasses, so I wear my glasses when I'm like playing on the Switch or playing on the computer to protect my eyes a little bit.
Are you wearing them right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, should be.
Yeah, I just don't wear them when I'm playing VR because, like I said, I like having it directly on my face. I like being in the world. Where does Miss
Yeah,
Maaam?
Mr. 2020. Perfect vision.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna fuck it up with blue light.
Oh, that sheep is getting attacked by something. I saw it get. Oh, it's the berry poison.
Miss Maaam games 2 floors up? I'm in the basement.
Yeah. I'm on the second floor.
Yep. She's up there with, kiddo number 2.
Wiggling around.
Oh, there's a white dog.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
He's standing there menacingly. That white dog. Do you want the white dog?
Okay.
Okay. I'm dropping you.
Yeah. Allie.
Oh, be careful. There's a skeleton.
I got him.
Nice.
Well, I guess we'll just see what happened.
Hopefully it'll teleport back at home. If not, we know where to find it. Wait, where does she game? So the second floor, yes. Can I pet that dog? When we get it back home. If we get it back home. Um, uh, Tarpon Bro says is going to die. Maybe. It'll be alright though. We got a bunch of dogs back at the base. As long as it's not sitting, it should follow.
That's why I thought when I unsat one of my other dogs out from home, did it.
Yeah. Yeah, we both had a dog following us when we left the house, and then when we stopped at that village, it wasn't there. So, we'll see what happens. Allegedly. Yes. How many dogs do we got? Fuck, too many at this point.
Yeah.
In game. Yeah, she's got a bunch of dogs. I probably own at least like 2 or 3 of them.
I have at least 20, maybe more.
Yeah.
Is this the abandoned village that I was reading about? It looks like a bunch of ruined stuff. Like random stone structures.
Doesn't look like it, but this is about where we found the... Oh, that is completely covered in moss. Or is that a tree? Oh, it's a cherry blossom tree.
Mm-hmm.
You see that tree right there? It's different colored.
Yeah.
That's a cherry blossom tree. Or like it like grows bushes or flowers. That's a witch. Oh shit, that's a witch. Yeah, and we do not have dogs IRL. We did have one, but with a new baby, it was just too much to handle. I felt like when I was coming home from work, I felt like my world was just on fire, and I just had to deal with it because I couldn't put it out. Dog was chaos. 3-year-old is chaos. The wife was pregnant at the time. Just everybody needs everything. I couldn't take it. So we gave the dog to my sister, and then she, her and her husband, Master Wheeler, are training him amazingly. Apparently he's doing great over there, which is what I wanted for him. I wanted him to be somewhere where people actually had the time for him. And we did not have that time. No, we did not put him down. We just gave him to my sister. And her husband. Point in case. Do you guys still use that that clicker? Does a clicker still work?
It's a trial chamber. That's where we're at right now.
A trial chamber?
I don't know what that is.
I don't either. Never heard of it.
Apparently there's a village right over here too. And it's buried treasure.
Buried treasure.
Negative 1704, negative 1016.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to the jungle anymore. Now I'm exploring through here to try to find a black dog. Apparently the trial chamber gives you very good loot.
Trial chamber. Right. Trial chamber.
You have to kill mobs
Oh
to
my God.
spawn it.
There's a bunch of yeah.
Like a bunch of different waves of enemies and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're very well equipped for that right now.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not seeing a black dog.
Anyway, you want to go to the dairy treasure?
Well, should we go to the jungle and try to get birds first?
Yeah. Where's the jump?
So about 1,000 blocks that way. Yep, okay, we're going in the right direction.
Wait, yeah, though.
What's Lello?
Oh, beach.
Oh. That makes sense. Do you know how many how many wisps we lost in that charade of the weeping angel?
2.
Damn.
We each only have 1 now.
There's
And there was
only...
4 following us.
Oh, shit. Well, we gotta get them to repopulate when we get back to the house.
I think Kyle died.
No, not Kyle. Yeah, fucking dingus. Of course he died first. Fucking Kyle. What a loser. What is that? It looks like teeth sticking out of the ground. Who's Kyle? It was one of our wisps. One of those little guys. We named him Kyle. Named him after the shark in Fortnite because the shark in Fortnite we also named Kyle. Because that was the most shark kind of name we could think of. What did you do? Apparently Sega's name is Kyle. You died, that's what you did. You died of death. And you didn't even try to save us. You just died.
That's what she said.
And apparently she said that's what she said. That's what she said. Oh my god, I wish
There's
I...
a white dog.
There's another white dog? Are you sure it's not your white dog? There's an Enderman. Oh, it's a puppy! And there's his mama!
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm too high up, apparently. Because they just
For the dog.
despawned. Maybe that's why we weren't finding any. That makes sense.
Brr.
There's a blue chicken.
Yes.
Are you gonna try to kidnap one? You gonna breed it back at the base? That would just have a bunch of dodo birds.
There's another white dog.
Oh hey, it's one of those amethyst things. Yeah, those crystal things.
Oh.
Ooh.
We might have to call a pause here, Mr. Baby. Starting to get late.
I'm 700 blocks away.
Oh. Oh yeah. Wait, where exactly are we going? Oh, the jungle for the birds.
Yeah. It's directly this way. It's 10:30. Let's give it like 30 more minutes.
3.
Huh?
10:30 in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I said it's 10:30, so let's give it 30 more minutes. It'll be 11 o'clock.
What? Did you? You have stuff up here on the bed.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that we're gonna have that much time with Alice. She's kind of wiggling around.
Okay, okay, so you want to get off right now?
Not right this very second, but like soon.
Okay.
Like I don't think we're gonna like let's do what we came here to get, but then like just camp out there, and we'll go back home next time we play.
Okay. Here's your flower biome.
Wow, look at that little cave over there too. I feel like that looks specific. That looks intentional. That little cave right there. Do you see that?
No, I don't. Oh, it's got iron in it.
Go down, over to the right. Down,
Yep.
down.
Yeah, I saw it. Oh, wait. Apparently I'm 1,000 blocks away. It's 2,614. I thought it was just 2,000, but apparently it's 2,600. Wait.
Oh wait.
No, that's just a mountain. It's just an ice mountain. Well, I guess we can camp out on the ice mountain. It'll be like halfway. And we just gotta keep holding forward when we log back on.
Mhm. Okay, 'cause how long have you been playing?
We've been playing for 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
And there's a convenient little cave.
Look at that. Oh, the picture finally changed.
The picture finally changed?
Yeah, on Twitch. When you log on to Twitch to look at
Oh, it's not my fucking weird face.
your page. Yeah,
What is it?
it's you still, but it's not you in that weird way.
Nice. There's a cow bunny.
Okay, I sent you a cow bunny. Oh, cute.
Alright. I'm gonna drop you off, and then you can place the fence. Alright. And then down here. Oh, wait. That's aggressive.
What's aggressive?
That drop. Okay, be careful, it's icy.
Whoa. You know you slippery slided. Oh, look at that! I have a shovel. I was able to get snowballs.
Nice.
You have to feed it to the cat.
You fed it to the gas?
Ooh. Yeah, you're supposed to feed it to the gas. You're supposed to feed them to it.
Alright, I made this a little cave. And there's an emerald.
Look at that.
Alright. Ready to sleep? Or wait, can we sleep? Oh, well, either way, this is our spawn point. Perfect.
Okay.
Good job, MrsMaaam. It's perfect.
We're in a little jail.
Our own little ice jail. Alright. Well, we appreciate everybody that came out, goof, gaff, and laugh with us. Yeah, it is. Appreciate Sega, Master Wheeler, Paige, Tarpon Bro, Charmander. Is there anyone else that I missed? Who did I miss? Tarpon Bro, Charmander, Paige, Master Wheeler, Sega. I think that was it. Well, if I missed anything,
Yeah.
have a good night, Sega. Nut. This was a nutworthy stream, I'd say. But
Good job.
That's what she said.
that is what she said. Tomorrow's Monday. Plan is to do Faz. But in the meantime, all the homies are down in the description down below if you want to go check them all out. The HomieRjay, ToryBear58, MrsMaaam, they're all down there doing things and stuff. Get the motherfucking digger bears out. She's nasty. Nobody wants to see smell and taste that shit. What the fuck you're into? Peace out and a whoop whoop.
One sex scene later.
One sex scene later. Probably.